When everything in your life starts to feel fake, forced, or uncomfortable, you are not going crazy. You're awakening. Your body starts to react differently. You have a lot of vivid dreams. Um, Everything, like I said, is uncomfortable. You start questioning the ways of life. You start going against things that are so traditional in your everyday life. Another thing, you start questioning religion. You start questioning the people around you. You can see straight through people, and it is scary. It's almost like a superpower, I would say. But you're awakening. And this is not just any awakening, this is a spiritual awakening. This is when you start to see so many things that you never seen. It is just it's so hard to talk about because the pain, the hurts, what you go through within a spiritual awakening is crazy. But I promise you, like, when you start to do the shadow work and you start to realize that everything that you've been taught is not real, and you grow to relearn those things that make sense to you and your body, your intuition. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing angel numbers. Like, it's scary, but it's so soul fulfilling. So, as far as angel numbers, there are 900 repeating numbers. These numbers are ranged from 100 to 900. Only 9 of these numbers are repeated triple digits. That is 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, 666, 777, 888, 999. And my favorite part about it is, because I thought I was going fucking crazy, is out of those 900 numbers divided by those 9 triple digit numbers, it is a 1% chance probability that a normal person sees this number. So when you think about it, when you're going through your spiritual awakening, you have to realize you're not crazy. You're doing the work, because other people aren't going to see this because they're not doing the work. So Source communicates with you through these numbers. The world is ran off numbers. Everything we deal with is numbers. So you can see 222. That would be the universe saying, or Source, or whatever you may call it, or God saying that, hey, you're at the right place at the right time. You're doing the work. Continue to plan, continue to guide, continue to push through and do what you have to do within your purpose. Like, everybody doesn't see it. Everybody won't get it. So we talked about the angel numbers. Now let's get into the questioning of everything. So within the spiritual awakening, some awakens you. For me, it was something very traumatic happening in my life, and I ain't gonna talk about it right now. It's gonna be in a later video until I get into the depths of it. This is for the people that are going through this. If you can't resonate, it is what it is. I can't give a fuck, but I gotta do my purpose. Anywho, so when you go through this spiritual awakening, you're gonna go through a rough breakdown. Something traumatic is gonna happen, and it's gonna make you just get into a depressive state. It's gonna be a lot of grief. It's gonna be a lot of hurt. It's gonna be crying. And it's just your body breaking down. You know, when you cry, people don't realize you're cleansing. That's why it's okay to cry. You know, you're cleansing. You're cleansing those different things out of your body. This depressive state is called the dark night of the soul. And for me, for me, it feels as if you're dying on the inside. You're still alive on the outside. You know what I'm saying? It's like you float, like you just a spirit around here, like you just like a ghost or something, like, but you're dead on the inside. Like, everything just feels like it's shattering. Like, this is called the dark night of the soul. The dark night of the soul. It's not easy. You gonna start questioning stuff. It's gonna feel like you going crazy. But you know, this is only for the chosen. You gotta realize this is for the chosen. This is for the chosen. I'm one of them. Okay? Roll with me. And I just gotta sip this spiritual tea right now, because I made it through and I'm here, baby, because it's a lot. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, the Dark Night of the Soul, I feel like it's just a breakdown. Like, it's a breakdown of all the things that you've ever questioned. Like, what? Baby, Miss Religion, come here. Let me go and get you. That what it was. I gotta talk on it. Like, y'all gonna feel how to fucking feel. This is my shit. If you going through this and you know you had your spiritual, you know what's going on. I question religion. Cause why? Cause you can. You're supposed to question. You're supposed to. Knowing what I know now, you're supposed to question everything. You don't be no dumbass and just accept everything. What? 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 Baby. And the biggest thing I try to teach people who come to me about it is you were born. When you got here, a lot of things you never knew about. And what I tell people is when you got here, what was here? We had everything of nature already here. When you got here, you went through a whole system of learning. That's why we have learned behavior. People told you this was this. Your grandma, your friends, your family, your pastor, everybody, the government, they told you what this was. You had no prior knowledge of this. That's why I love kids, because kids are not programmed as to how we are as grown people. They're not programmed by the government, the school system. It's just, in nature. The birds and the bees don't care about their next meal. They know they gonna get it. They just thrive and live, But all I'm saying is what I got out of it, and others who have went through a spiritual awakening. I have others, people I don't even know. Like, you can Google spiritual awakening. I see people all in New York, Africa, all over the world. So it's nothing like, I'm just saying. And the big question is, people ask, do you believe in God? I don't believe in no God. I know God. Belief leaves room for doubt. That's how I know your ass ain't on point. Get out of my face. Anyway, anywho, God is not this one person. God is within everything. Everything. So, and God is love. Love is within everything. The rocks, the trees, the bees, people, how you go about life, situations. You got to have that love. You got to have that heart. You know what I'm saying? And we've been twisted and manipulated to believe it's this one person and this is external and something outside of ourselves. No, that's not. And another thing, this was before the spiritual awakening. I always been a fool, but I ain't never been no damn fool. He didn't write the Bible. He didn't write it. Other people wrote it. So that leaves room for some more manipulation. It's all in self. That's why when you look at back when I was younger, I saw it. I'm watching Tom and Jerry. Tom would try to do something to Jerry. He would have a cartoon of a devil right here, a cartoon of an angel right here, or God. Say that's what it be. The devil and God is within you. The devil and God is within you. When you see a homeless man on the street and some say, get this homeless man some money. Then your other mind come out, hell nah, he's scamming. That's God and the devil. That God has told you, get this homeless man some money, because you don't know if that's a covered angel. You don't know who that was. But the devil told you, nah, he's scamming. See, God don't worry about that because God did his part. The devil worried because he worried about ego, envy, jealousy, judgment. That's why I understand the Jesus process. That's why I understand when they made Jesus. All of us go through a Jesus process. Everybody has been resurrected. Everybody has been judged. Everybody has been envied. Everybody has been betrayed. We all go through a Jesus process. That's why Jesus was given to us. That's how I feel about it. It wasn't made to worship. It was made to guide and have a blueprint on how to live and be a better person. And also to help others. And I'm not saying the Bible is not something that you should follow. It's just, for me, and the reasons why I don't go to church, I don't like everybody's perception of the Bible. I'm never against it. I am against them taking out different chapters in the Bible. That's another manipulation tactic I cannot accept. But another thing, like I said, everybody's perception of the Bible, I cannot flow with. I'd rather get my own, and I feel like everybody should, because everybody's purpose, everybody's path is very different. The Bible is metaphorical. It is not physical. It is metaphorical. It is in spirit. It talks about everything you will go through in life. Everything. All the chaos. But it shows you too how to deal with it. It is a blueprint. Also, another reason why I'm not in the church, it's a whole lot of judgment in there. You should come as you are. And also, it's cool. That's people's faith, and I'm not against it. But for me, don't judge me. It's on me. See, don't judge me. See how you judging me? That's the devil. See what I'm saying? I can't make this up. But the God in me gotta talk. You hear me? But everybody has a different perspective and a different perception of everything. And it's cool with me. But for me, I'd rather get my own. My church is in my temple. This is the temple that I go to. The mind. This is matter of fact, the mind, the body, the soul, the heart. Those are my temples. And I use those to differentiate what is what within. Because all of it is a fighting force. All of it is together. Also, tithes. Tithes aren't about monetary giving. Tithes are, girl, you hungry? I got 2 sandwiches in my bag. You can have one. That is a tithe. That is a God-given deed where you helping someone. That is a tithe. Not just because you're giving money all the time. That doesn't make that's what makes people feel like, oh, since I'm giving this, I can do this. No. A tithe is living in a godly truth life. That is what that is for me. Everybody might have a different thing or a different take on it, but that is me. That is how I feel. That is the tithes. That shit makes sense to me. Yes, I understand tithes have to be paid to help the church and build. But a lot of these churches are nonprofits. They're built for free. So where's all this money going when you get done paying the people that work there? And I hate how the word demonic is used so loosely because, like I said before, the devil and God exist in you. For you to even come up with it, it's something about you and demonic. All that, this is witchcraft, this is this. Baby, people gonna find their faith and their salvation and whatever the fuck they want to find. And as long as people ain't killing each other and they doing good and they doing the godly ways of whatever, that is what it is what it is. I'm sick of it. That's why I stepped away. I am just spiritual. I love God because God is within everything. Everything. Also, the devil exists in that shit too. Everything is not voodoo, witchcraft, all this. It's the intent. You can have a fucking knife right here. You can use that knife to cut a cake, or you can use that knife to stab somebody and kill them. It's the intent. And a lot of people's intentions not it for me. And what is really good and what is really bad? We are here to just live and love. Think about it. You can see a baby zebra and her mother in nature. You can see a fucking lion charge out and kill the baby zebra and the mother zebra. Is that lion or tiger bad for that? It would be bad that tiger or lion didn't feed its cub and its pack of other lions. So what's really good or bad? We are here to just live and thrive. Plants die every day. We kill chickens. We kill cows. We eat them. Bro, we here to just live and love, bro. Any day could be our last days. But on another note, being a human and people's intentions, it got to be on point for me. For real. If you telling me something, you got to come from an intention of love, an intention of wisdom, and no judgment. And I'm not mad at all. I'm just passionate when I talk. Remember that. I'm always passionate because it just reaches a place at a certain point with me. But as I said, it's the intentions of people, and people have bad intentions, and I don't deal with everybody, and I just don't need somebody telling me what my life and my world is. I can do that for myself. I know the difference between good and bad, wrong and right, up and down, left and right, red and blue, green and yellow. Like I don't need to be told that. I'm very wise. I have great intentions. My discernment is up here to the sky. So I don't need that. I can find it for myself. That's why certain information, when people give it to you, you don't understand it. But when you look for yourself, you understand it. So if you're having a spiritual awakening, Those are the programs. That is the breakdown and some of the things that you're going to experience. You're going to separate from a lot of people. You're going to see a lot of things that you don't want to see. You're going to have to accept a lot of things that you don't want to accept. And it's just going to be the best thing for you.